Hey everyone, my name is Amit and I welcome you all to this webinar session of the learning visualizations using Power BI in 60 minutes. So I'll be your instructor for the day and we will be exploring some interesting visualizations, how we can create some visuals in the Power BI and we can extract some useful insights out of the data. So before we get started over here, I would like you all to introduce to the meetup group that we have. So wherein I will, if you know, this is a group that has been created and it was created around 2018, somewhere the start of the 2018. And this group is basically for all the people to be a part of this, where you can stay updated for the different discussions that keep on happening on the different technologies. So you will find out of the events, the discussions that happen over here. So you can all be a part of this group and stay updated with all the new happenings that are the new things that are happening across the technologies. So now we will start the idea with why we need to visualize the data. So rightly said, right? So basically visualizations are something which help us in understanding the data in a better way, right? And as a human mind, right? Also our human minds are such that they are able to, analyze and understand the different patterns of the data at a faster pace, right? And also because we are into an era of internet and the amount of data that we are generating today has increased humongously. If we will try to put all that data in the form of a textual format, so what is going to happen over there is that will be really tough for the people with the size of the data that we are talking today, right? So basically human brain can process information easily when it is in the form of pictures or the graph. So that is why data visualization plays a key role in the entire journey of data science and analytics. Data visualization also helps you to quickly interpret the data and adjust different variables to see their effect, right? So you can actually, if you have to find out the relationship between two variables, how they are correlated to each other. So you just have to change the variable and you will be able to identify that trend very easily and quickly. So basically, if you try to define like what exactly a visualization is, so data visualization is the presentation of data in a pictorial or graphical format. So what we do over here is basically you have any information that you have, right? So what we do is we try to find insights from the data, which helps us, which is easily done with the help of different visualizations that we can create, right? So when we talk of different visualizations, we have like bar chart, pie chart, line chart, your scatter plot, maps. So there are bundle of visualizations that are available with the help of which we can very easily analyze our data. So what is Power BI? So Power BI is one of the tool, which is a BI tool, right? So Power BI over here, BI stands for Business Intelligence. So Power BI is a business intelligence tool, which is completely cloud-based and a product of Microsoft. Now this tool is something which is going to help us in aggregation of the data. It is going to help in the analysis of the data, and it is a tool which helps us in visualizing and sharing that report and analysis with the other stakeholders. So basically the overall idea is the tool that we use over here, this Power BI, is all the data that is being generated, right? So what we do is we just pull that data into the Power BI, and with the help of that, what we can do is we can very easily and quickly do certain aggregations on it. And the interesting part over here is that this tool is completely drag and drop. You don't have to write a single line of a code to get your job done. So this tool is capable that way once the data gets pulled in the Power BI, you just have to drag and drop the fields and it will do that aggregation automatically for you. You want to find the sum of sales, you want to find the average, minimum, maximum, whatever aggregation you have to do, you can do those things very easily with the help of this tool. And this tool comes with lots and lots of visualizations inbuilt, which you can use at the speed of the light. You just have to pick your visual, you have to drag and drop your field, and your chart will be ready, right? And finally, when that report is created, right? So ultimately, that report that you will be working on and the report that you will be developing, you would like to share that report with the stakeholder, right? So stakeholder means a person, your client, or someone, your manager or supervisor. So definitely that report is something will be consumed by that person so that he or she can take some decisions based on that. So that is where the sharing capabilities of Power BI comes into picture. So as we mentioned, Power BI is cloud-based service. So what do we mean by cloud-based services? That any report that you create, we publish them onto the Microsoft cloud. So from that cloud, what now happens is that you just have to share, you have to give the access rights to the concerned person, and that person will simply log in from his account and he or she will be able to see that report and interact with that report, right? So this is how the Power BI tool is used, and this is exactly what a Power BI tool is all about, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the various types of Power BI charts that we have. So Power BI provides us the functionalities of multiple charts that we can use. So you will find bar charts, column charts, line charts, area chart, combination charts. You have pie charts, donut charts, tree maps, funnel charts, gauges and cards, tables and matrices. So there are lots and lots of visualizations that are available that we are going to explore now. So Sunit has a question over here. Same thing we can do using Excel. So what makes the advantage of using Power BI? So Sunit, so basically what happened is like in Excel, definitely you can create the charts. But the first thing is that those charts are limited. And second thing is, suppose if you have a raw data, right? And with that raw data, what you want to do is you want to create a quick summary report. So in Excel, first of all, what you will have to do is you will have to summarize the data by applying some formulas or by creating some pivot tables. That will be your first step. Then once your data gets summarized, then on top of that, you will add a chart in it, correct? So there are two steps in this. Once you summarize the data and then you add a chart on top of this. Now that summary of the data will not be very quick. You will have to spend some time. You might have to do some calculations and formulas, which can take the process a little tedious. Now, if suppose in that report, you have to showcase 5 different charts. So that means you will have to do you will have to create 5 summaries of the data, right? You will either create 5 pivot tables or you will create the formulas 5 times to first prepare the data and then create a chart on top of that. But all those hassles are not required in Power BI. You just have to select the chart. Aggregation and summary of the data is taken care of by Power BI automatically. You just have to select your calculation. Secondly, Excel cannot handle huge size of data, right? So you like in Excel itself, you have a limitation of 10 lakh or I will say 1 million rows of data. But Power BI can handle millions of rows without any challenge. Thirdly, if you will see, Power BI also gives you a lot of features of interactiveness. So you click anywhere on your report, the data will get filtered across all the different charts. So Power BI offers you the option of interactiveness, which is not possible in the Excel. And also sometimes if you have to make some more advanced functionalities in the Excel, you might have to write some VBA codes as well, which can again take a lot of time. Now, if you compare both Tableau versus Power BI, right? So when we talk of Tableau and Power BI, so both are visualization tool. That is something that they have a common feature. So Power BI has an edge in the context. If I tell you, the first advantage that Power BI offers is it has data transformation capabilities, which Tableau doesn't have, right? So basically, for Tableau, if you have to do some advanced level of data transformations, you have to use another tool that is Tableau Prep. But with Power BI, you don't need any additional tool. You can do all the transformations in your Power BI tool itself. Secondly, it is similar to Excel. So people who already have some experience and they have used pivot tables and all, so for them, learning curve of Power BI will be very less. They will be easily be able to learn it. The third benefit that Power BI has over Tableau is that is low upfront cost, right? So a license of Tableau costs you $70 per month, whereas Power BI costs you $9.99 per month. So if you see, the cost is also a very big role, something that impacts the use of the tool. So these are some of the features which make Power BI very much superior to Tableau, I will say, and make it that they have a higher edge over the Tableau, right? So visualizations definitely you will find to be similar in both the tools, and there could be certain visualization that you might be able to create in Tableau and not in Power BI, and likewise some in Power BI, not in Tableau. So those things are almost same on both the tools. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore this data plus visualizations, which makes it a complete Power BI tool. So let us see how you can create all these different type of charts very easily using the Power BI now. So I'll launch my Power BI tool. And also, if you will go by the latest trends also, like what something that I have observed is that now, the demand of Power BI has actually increased if you compare it with Tableau, and it has very fast, widely increased. So, as such, you don't need any language to learn, right? But yeah, if you know SQL, so that can be an added advantage. But even if you don't learn it, so it won't be a showstopper to learn Power BI now. And people, who might not have this the Power BI with them. So this is the link from where Power BI can be downloaded. So if you scroll down, so you will find the option of download. So dataset that we are going to use over here, this is a Superstore dataset, in which what we have is we have the data like, when you go and do some shopping from any of the e-commerce platforms, right? So you do some shopping from Amazon or you do some shopping from Flipkart. So over there, when you purchase something, there is an order ID that gets generated. So on what date that order was purchased, what was the shipping date, what was the shipping mode, right? Who was the customer who purchased that order? So customer name, segment, country, city, and state from where that order was purchased, the postal code, region, and what all products did he purchase, and what was the sales value, quantity he purchased, and the profit. Now, this is the data that we have in this file. So we will be using this data to create some interesting visualizations in Power BI now. So if I come over here to the Power BI when you launch it for the first time, so you might get this window coming up onto your screen, which may ask for sign in. So you don't have to worry to sign in something. You just click on this cross sign and the box will be closed. The next thing that we do over here is we have to load that data into the Power BI interface. And how do we do that? You just have to click on Excel, because the file that we are using over here, it's an Excel file. So I click on Excel so as to load the data from there, and we go into that folder where that file is saved and click on open. So Power BI is going to create a connection with that file. This will just take a while to do that. So if you see now, the connection with that file has been created. So we will be able to see all the sheet names that we have in the Excel. Just a second, I think the file just got stuck. I'm just loading it again. Yep, so here we are. So orders. So once you select that file, you just have to click on load, and the file will be loaded in your Power BI interface. And actually, I've now closed the unnecessary documents that were opened up, so it speeds up the process. So now what we do is, once the data is loaded now, right? So when you come in this Power BI interface, so you will be able to see all the fields on the right hand side, and this is where you will be able to see all the visualizations that are available in Power BI, which we can use. And if you come on the left hand side over here, you will find there's a section. This is a report view, right? So currently we are in the report view where the visualizations will be created. And the second is, this is your data view, right? So data view is something where you can have a complete preview of the data that you have loaded in the Power BI, right? So order ID, order date, shipping date. So you can see complete information and complete data over here. You can't edit the data, you can't modify the data. You can just look at the data, and if you want to filter it out, you can do that. The third tab that you see over here is the relationship view. So relationship view means where if suppose you have a data, right, where you are loading the data from multiple files. So you can use this option to create the relationships between them. But right now we don't have multiple data sets, so we are going to jump back to the report view where we will be creating our visualizations. So in order to build the visualizations, you just have to pick up the chart from here and you will be able to create it. Suppose if I pick this chart over here, this is the clustered bar chart. So just click on this and you will notice that clustered bar chart, structure of a clustered bar chart will come up over here. So please everyone pick this up. So now what we do is we are going to make this chart. So when you select this chart from here, you will observe the options get activated below this chart now, right? So what I do is I'm going to pick category and I'm going to put it on the axis. So when you put that category on the axis, you will notice you can see the category name over here. Then you pick up the sales and put it in the values. Okay. And you can see over here that these are the three categories that I have: technology, furniture, and office supplies. And we can see the sales across them, right? So this is a normal bar chart that has been created where I can easily compare the sales across the three categories. Okay. Now what you can do is over here, let's pick up the field of region and I'm going to put that up into the legend. And the chart is going to split into 4 of the regions that we have in the data. So I can see that what was the sales in technology in central region, east region, south region, and west region. So I can see that split across the regions now for the three categories that we have. So it becomes easier to compare now, right? In which region, which category had the highest sales. So this is basically called as a clustered bar chart, right? If you want to modify this chart, you can click on the other chart. So this will become a clustered column chart. So difference between a bar chart and a column chart is this: bar chart is where you have the horizontal bars, and column means these are vertical. So that is what you have as the difference between the bar chart and a column chart. Now likewise, if you come over here, so we have seen bar and column charts over here, right? So these are two charts. Then you can create line charts and area charts. So why do we use line charts? Line charts are used to see the trend over a period of time, right? That is where we use the line charts. So for example, if you come over here now, this is where you will find the option of line chart. If you click on this line chart, the empty structure of this line chart will come up, right? Now on the axis, we are going to pull the field of order date, and then we are going to pull the field of sales now. If I put the sales into the values, you will notice a line chart will be created right away where I can see what was the sale generated in 2014, 15, 16 and 17. So I can easily analyze that the sales have increased over a period of time. Okay. And with these charts, PowerBI also provides you a lot of options to do any of the customizations if you may want to do on these charts now. So when I say customization, customization means if you want to change the color of the line, you want to change the color of the bars, you want to add some background color, titles and all. So all those things are very easily possible with the help of PowerBI. So if you click on this option of format, so with this, I will be able to do all those changes. So for example, if you want to change the data color, so you can change the color from here and you can choose any color of your choice. Likewise, if you come down, you want to turn on the data labels, you can do that. You can show the data labels on the chart. If you want to change the shapes and all, so you can do that as well, right? So if you scroll down, so PowerBI will give you lots and lots of options to customize the chart. You want to add some background color, so you can just select any of the color of your choice and you can play with the transparency and make it light and dark. So you can see the background colors can be applied on these charts very easily. You can apply the borders around the chart. You just need to turn on the border and the border will be applied. You can give some shadow effects to the chart. So here you can see a shadow effect has been given in this chart over here. And if you want to replicate the same thing, the colors of this chart to this chart, so just select the chart and click on Format Painter and click over here, and you will observe those changes will be replicated over here. So this is how you create a line chart now. Now, similar to line chart, we have one more type of chart that is called as an area chart. So if you click on this area chart, not this one, so just make sure this line chart is selected. If you select the line chart and you click on this area chart over here, right? So you will find this chart over here, area chart. So if you click on this, the chart will get converted into an area chart now. So the difference between a line chart and an area chart is that line chart gives you a single line over here, whereas area chart fills the bottom of the chart with the color, so it looks a little more occupied on that chart area as compared to a normal line chart. So this is what an area chart looks like. If you want to add some more data in this, you can do that as well. Suppose you want to convert it back into a line chart and you want to split this data based on, say, suppose the segments, right? So you can pick up the segment and you can put it in the legend. So you have an option of legend as well in the line chart. And now you see there are three segments in the data. So we have consumer, corporate, and home office. So you can see for all the three segments, three different lines have been created over here, right? So we can see the three different lines, one line for each of the segments, and from where we can see, like, on a basis of trend, both the three categories had an upward trend, but in terms of sales, the consumer is the segment which has generated the highest sales over a period of time, right? So see, there are two things that you all have to focus upon. So when we are building the charts, it is not just about the technicality that what chart we are creating. We also have to keep in mind and we have to understand that any chart that we create, it should have, it should suffice the purpose. It should be able to tell you what analysis or what inference you are getting from there, right? So that is very, very important. So if you see from here, I can see the trend that how the sales have changed over a period of time for the three different segments. Now what you can do is you can add pages in the Power BI. So if you feel you want to add more charts, you can click on page 2, this plus sign, a page 2 will be added. Now what we're going to do is we are going to explore some of the other charts, which are like combination charts and ribbon charts. So let's try to see what are they and how do we use them. So this is where you are going to find a combination chart, right? This and this. So combination charts are something, which have both line and a bar chart in them, and we use them to analyze more than one value, right? So like in the previous charts that we created, we were only analyzing the sales, right? Sales over a time or the sales in comparison to the categories. But suppose you want to compare two things. So let us see that out. So we will click on line and stack column chart. Okay. So this is where this chart comes up. Now on the shared axis, suppose I put the category. I put category on the shared axis. Okay. Now I want to show the sales. So sales will come in the column values, and you can see a bar has been created and we can easily compare the sales of the three categories. And if you pick up the profit from here and let's put it on the line values. So you will observe there is a line that has come up now. So I can easily compare that what is how the sales that were given by the three different categories, and with the help of the line, I can I can analyze what was the profit that was generated by the three categories. So I can see the lowest profit was given by furniture, and if I talk about the profit over here, so it was very high for office supplies and it was the highest for technology. So I can compare two things in one chart, that is sales and profit. And again, if you come into this formatting option, you will be able to do a lot of formatting options over here. So, I'm just trying to show you one, there is an option of secondary access. So in the formatting, if you come up, right, so in the search, you can type secondary. So you will see there's an option will come up, show secondary. So when you say so what happens is the secondary axis also comes over here. So you can see both the axes on this chart. On left side, you have sales. On the right side, you have the profit. So you can see both the axes now. So Rashmi, the complete training is of 27 hours, right? So which is spread across weekends and weekdays. So weekdays it takes 13 days and weekends it takes 4.5 weeks. So to have the complete tool knowledge where you learn about visualizations, you learn about data formatting, data cleansing, data modeling, and DAX and all. Okay. So the next type of chart that we are going to explore over here is that is a ribbon chart now. Okay. Now ribbon chart is something which could be very much new for some of the people, which is something you will not find in any other tools. So if I show you this, you just have to click on the ribbon chart over here. This is a ribbon chart that we have. Okay. Now in the ribbon chart, what I do over here is I am going to put category on the axis, sales in the values, and I'm going to put region, right? So we have a field of region on the legend. So you see a chart has been created now. So first of all, please don't do anything. First, just understand the chart, then you all try it. On every chart, you will find there is an option at the top, which is called as focus mode. So if I click on this focus mode, the chart will come on the entire screen, right? And when you see this thing over here, what you will observe is that how we analyze this chart is now that is something very, important to understand in this chart, because this chart is more about technicality. So if you see the bars, right, the bars are telling you what was the total sale for each category, right? So if you come over here, sales for technology, sales for furniture, and sales for office supplies, correct? This is the first information that you get from this chart. Now if you take a look at this orange wave, this orange is for south region. So now, in this chart, what you will observe over here is these colors are, this breakup is sorted in the ascending order, right? So in technology category, the sales is lowest for the south region. That is why it is coming at the bottom. Then it is higher for central, higher for the west, and the highest for east region. That is what this chart is telling me, right? And when we go from the technology category to furniture category, so there is a change that has happened. The sale of the west region has gone down and it is coming at as the second highest sales for furniture in the west region, right? So you can see there is a downward trend that has come up, and then the sale has got further decreased a little bit from furniture to office supplies for this particular region, that is east. Getting it? I'm just showing you the trend for the blue color right now. Don't see any other thing over here on this chart. So if you hover on this blue area, it in fact tells you that the sales has dropped by 21%. And if you come over here, the sale has further dropped by 1.33%. You see sales change, that is minus 1.33%. So sale has decreased. And if the sale would have increased, it also shows that it will be a plus sign. So you see for this particular region, west region, when we go from technology to furniture, the sale has increased by a margin of 0.25%. And the rank has also changed. Previously the rank was 3, now the rank became this top over here, rank 1. So this previously was rank 2, sorry, not 3, we will say rank 2. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 rank became 1. So now what we will do is we will come up and we are going to explore some more charts in it. So we are going to see the pie chart, donut charts, and the tree maps. So why do we use pie charts, donut charts, and tree map is when you have to showcase some market share, right? You want to see, which item is having higher share or which item is having a lower share. So let's try to create that. So you will observe we have a pie chart over here. You click on this pie chart, and in this pie chart, suppose I want to compare the sales of the different, I will say shipping modes. So I pick up the ship mode, I put it in the legend, I pick up the sales, and I put it in the values, and your pie chart will be ready. So I can see 59% of the sales had happened in the standard class, right? So we can see that percentage share. Out of that, then I can see this is the sale for second class, which was 19%, 19.99. This is the sale of first class, and this is the sale of same day delivery, right? So this is a shipping mode. So that how do you want your item to be delivered? So for all these four categories, we can see them. Okay. So this is a pie chart, and just a little bit different chart that you have over the pie chart is that is a donut chart. So if I just make a copy of this, Control C and Control V, I can copy this chart and I will convert this chart in the form of a donut. So you can see this donut shape over here. If I click on this chart gets converted into a donut chart now. So the both the charts are same, just that a donut chart has a circle in the middle, a transparent circle. Otherwise, from the information perspective, both the charts are same. In the middle, you can never have any percentage, right? Like over here, percentages for each section. So that is why they are coming over here. In the center, you can only show one number, right? If you click on this chart, but if you want that these legends that you, or these data labels that you have, right? Detail labels, if you come over here, so you have this option of position. You want to keep it outside or inside. This is something you can do, right? So they can come over here. You can place those labels, right? Like this on these places only, not inside exactly. Sure. Now, similar to this, you have another chart, which is a tree map. Okay. So I'm just adding a new page. This is where you will find the option of tree map now. So if you click on the tree map, now this is also something on the similar lines of pie chart only, but different in the visualization. So I pick up the field of ship mode, put it over here in the group, and I pick up the sales and put in the values. So you will observe a chart which is a tree map has been created. Now this chart is bigger the box, higher the sales, smaller the box, lower the sale, right? The size of the box is telling you the quantum of sales over here. Bigger size means bigger sales, smaller size means smaller sales. Okay, so this is how we can use this tree map in order to have some interesting visualization over here. You can create maps as well in the Power BI, right? So map is one of the interesting features. So if you want to show the data on the map, right? So if you for creating a map, you need to have a geographical data with you. So you can pick up the map from here, right? So once you pick up the map from here now, over here in the map, suppose I drag my state. So I want to show the states on the map. I'll pick up the state, put it in the location. I'll pick up the sales, put it on the size, and your map is ready, right? So you see bigger bubble means higher sales. So if you see California has a big bubble, that means in the California there was a high sale that was generated. If you take a look over here, that is New York, it is telling you that in the New York, again there was high sales but less than California. But in the places like Idaho, Montana, there was very less sale that was generated. And if you talk about Washington, there was a medium type of a sale that was generated now. Now, similarly, you will find there are bundle of other visualizations as well that are available in Power BI, which you can easily create to analyze your data, right? So you can create the maps, You can create the funnel charts. So if you want to create a funnel chart over here, so you can you will see there's a funnel chart over here. You select the funnel chart. Suppose you want to show the sales of subcategories. So you pick up the subcategory from here, put it in the group, pick up the sales, put it in the values, and it creates a funnel like structure for you. The subcategory that has the highest sales comes at the top, and as you go down you can see the sales are decreasing, right? So a beautiful visualization to see a pattern that how the sales have changed for the different subcategories now. And it also offers you an option where you can see how the percentage has changed, right? This is a very interesting feature that you will find. Like if you come on the chairs, now it is telling you that chairs had 99% of the sales of what tables had. So tables and chairs, you will see 99% of the sales what you had in this table phone, sorry, not tables, phones. And whatever you had the sale for phones, 99% of that was achieved in chairs. Similarly, if you go down, it is telling you that for storage had 67% sales of firsts. First means phones. So whatever was the sales of phones, 67% of that was generated for the storage. So likewise, you will see the percentages till the last. So this is an interesting visualization to see that sales in that decreasing order for the different subcategories with the interesting visualization over here. Likewise, you can create some bar charts, you can have the tables and matrices, and you can create the visuals using the R script visuals as well, right? So for that, you have to be a little bit comfortable with your R scripting and R codes, and you can create your visuals in the PowerBI itself, right? So for example, this is where you are. So you just have to pick up the R visual from here. You click on enable. So in order to create the visualization using R, you should have R and R Studio to be installed on your system. Without that, you cannot create R and R visual, and same goes for Python. If you have Python installed on your system, then only you will be able to create the Python visuals as well, right? So this is basically how the R and Python visuals are created. You just have to pull that, and then what you have to do is you just have to drag and drop your fields over here. So if I drag the sales, I drag the profit, right? So you see this, some code has been generated over here. You just have to write the code what you really want to create. So if I say plot, right? So we have dragged two variables over here, that is dataset dollar sales and region. So I'm just going to say dataset dollar sales, comma. Now this is the R code, the code that I would have written in the R. I'm writing the same thing over here. Dataset dollar. So it's not region basically, it should be profit. Second. So we drag the sales, we drag the profit. So plot dataset dollar sales, comma dataset dollar profit, right? And I simply say don't summarize. And select to enable. And you can see the chart has now been created. So this chart that you see has been created by writing a R code. So this code that I have written over here, based on this, the chart has been created, right? So that is how you just have to write your code of the R or the Python, and the visual will be created. Okay. So this is what I think we will be having for the session, right? So I hope you all enjoyed the session and you got some insights on how you can create some interesting visualizations using Power BI at the speed of light. Okay, so thank you everyone for your time and your patience. Thank you so much.